What's up, guys? Welcome into the Work Wherever podcast. Today I'm talking about Expedia. I just booked a flight. It's a trip, really, to St. Louis using Expedia. I have used Expedia off and on a few different times. I'm going to break down why Expedia is totally misusing their chatbots and how they are diving deeper into their misuse on the other side. What's up, guys? Welcome into the Work Wherever podcast. This is the podcast we talk about AI, automation, the ability to work wherever so you can live every day like it is Saturday. So there are 4 different flavors of this podcast. There is the Roy's Rants, that's this one. We got the hotspot episodes, that's with Sydney and I, where we go through the internet, we look at trending articles. Then we got the homegrown episodes, that's with my wife. We talk about homeschooling, we talk about life management, we're talking about all the different things that the work wherever life can provide. Then we have full length. Full length would be like an interview where I bring on people who are experts in this craft and we talk about different things. So today is a rant episode. These are the episodes where I take a topic of interest and just kind of break it down. I have done mini master classes here. I have talked about specific things that you need to do to implement your business. And honestly, recently, I'm just going to take businesses that are pushing AI and automation down your throat in the wrong ways, and I'm just going to exploit them. That's going to be the way that I do my rants from now on. I think they're a lot more fun for me. Hopefully, they're more fun for you. And today's topic of du jour is Expedia. So I have actually kind of liked Expedia. They've been kind of like an easy tool for me. I've been able to search different airlines, book it all in one place. They have a pretty good app where you're able to go through the application, view your upcoming trips. It gives you notifications. I think it has largely been a pretty good application up until recently with their involvement of ChatGPT, because they have actually integrated a new ChatGPT functionality into their application and into their customer service that has totally destroyed their application. So Expedia's new ChatGPT, it's a travel planning tool on the front side of the application, which is essentially in beta mode, which it helps you search for different things. And let me just tell you, it totally screwed up my trip. On the other side of it, when talking to a customer service representative, they screwed up in 3 different ways, which I'll go over those 3 different ways here on the other side. But first, I'm going to break down how bad this artificial intelligence or ChatGPT side of their application messed up. So I went in, I booked a flight. That's all I wanted. All I wanted was a flight. I didn't book a hotel through Expedia. I booked through Marriott directly, actually, which I am a Marriott Rewards member now. Shout out Marriott. Since joining their application, which is super smooth, super easy to use, they have real people on the other side. I connected to an actual member at the hotel. They were able to pull up my reservation very, very quickly. I was able to get everything in. I added different rooms. I removed rooms. I moved things around, used my loyalty points. It was a fantastic experience driven by humans through the app. So that's the trend there that I want you guys to focus on. There is technology here that is there to support the human in their interaction with you. Okay? That is a human-centric approach to AI and automation, which we talk about on this show, and is the only path forward. If you take any other path forward, you're going to screw up, and you're going to destroy loyal customers and customers who have been a part of your loyalty base for a long time. Like Expedia. I have credits on Expedia right now where I have a flight, essentially a free flight that I just deleted the app. I won't even use that free flight because I don't even want to go through Expedia again. So let me explain. I went on there, I booked a flight. Okay? Booked a flight to St. Louis way far in advance. Turns out my wife wanted to come with me on the flight. So okay, hey, I'm going to book my wife on the flight, same flight, right? Okay, good. Go through the ChatGPT process, go through the finder tools and all this other fun stuff, and find the flight or match it. Okay, cool, everything's booked. I realize it's the wrong flight. I cancel it within 6 hours. Okay, I booked it at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. deleted it or canceled the reservation 8 p.m. Eastern time. At least that's what I thought that I did, because their app is impossible to use. I canceled, apparently, an older trip. So it allowed me to delete the older trip because the app had double booked me for some. Believe me, just work with me here for a second. Somehow I had booked 3 tickets on the plane. 2 for me, 1 for my wife. Okay? I canceled one of the reservations. It only let me delete or cancel one of the return flights. So now I had 3 tickets going to St. Louis, 2 coming back. Clearly, I tried to cancel it within 6 hours. They give you a 72-hour window. Called them, nothing. Chatbots, nothing. It was like talking to a wall. Couldn't get it figured out. And I was like, I'm going to come back to it. Okay? Now, some time goes by, a couple weeks. I'm leading up to the travel, and I'm like, oh, crap. Totally forgot. Slipped my mind. I have to go back into the application. Hey, hit up a chatbot. Hey, you guys double booked me. Application error. Help me out here. Also, I want to make sure that my wife and I are on the same flight because it doesn't look like we are. And we need to get that fixed. Bot. Okay? A bot comes to me. This is step 1 of their AI integration pitfall. Okay? Now, can I get a bot immediately? Do I mind that? No, I don't mind. I don't mind getting a bot for some low level, hey, what's my reservation? What am I trying to do? But if I type in representative, which I did, or real person, which I did, and I get another bot, which it transferred me from bot to bot, which was just this like enhanced bot. How do I know it was a bot? It was calling me a liar. It's saying they were using certain terminology, and because I got so frustrated to a point where it said, I forget what it was saying. It was like, your information you're providing is not valid. Your story is changing. I'm like, my story is not changing. I'm just elaborating on my story. Your story's not valid. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, are you calling me a liar? Sorry, you're frustrated. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my God, get me to a real person. And so what I started typing in was, can I talk to your manager? Like, somebody call me. Can I get on the phone with somebody? Like, can I just talk to somebody? And it kept giving me these like prompts as if I was starting back over, which was odd to me until I realized that it was a bot. I was like, wait a second, like, what do you mean start over? Is this person, did they leave the chat? Which was another thing I'll get into here in a second, is the chat ends. That's another way that you know it's a bot. But I'm going through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to a bot. A bot has transferred me to a bot. And so then it kept asking me for my phone number, which I don't know about you, but I don't like to give my phone number out to a rep. If it's a bot, that's one thing. You know, it's like, okay, this is a lead form. It's going to a database. But if you're a real person, why do I need to give you my phone number? Can't you look it up on my account? All my contact information is there on my account. If you're a real person, you have my entire Expedia account pulled up in front of you. You see my phone number associated with the reservation. Just give me a call. Or transfer your OmniChat, which an OmniChat is a back-end AI chatbot that you can transfer to other agents. It's possible. That is, unless you're a bot and you're not actually OmniChat. You're not actually using OmniChat, which is where Expedia screwed up. So that's their first mistake, is they claim that they're transferring bot to person, bot to agent, but they're not. It's just bot to bot. Step 1, you lied. Okay? Step 2, it kept telling me you were reassuring me that my wife and I were on the same flight. Let me tell you right now, we were on the same flight to St. Louis. We had a layover on the way back. Okay? On the way back, we went from St. Louis to Chicago. Follow me so far? My wife and I were on the same flight for that. We were sitting right next to each other. We get off in Chicago. We were on different return flights from Chicago to D.C. She flew into Reagan. I flew into Dulles. So not only were we on different return flights, we went to different airports. My truck was parked at Reagan. I flew to Dulles. So I had to Uber home. Not that big of a deal, right? Like, hey, we figured it out. I'm alive here and well. I'm able to record this podcast. Nothing bad happened, except I was hit with a $78 Uber charge to Uber from the airport home because there was no other way for me to get home. Okay? When I am booking through a travel agency, because mind you, Expedia exists because there used to be things called travel agents, right? Where these were real people who would book your services, they'd book your flights, book your hotel, book your trip, make sure everything was the way it was supposed to be. Enter Expedia, okay? Enter travel.com, enter any of these other type travel agency bot websites where you can organize your own travel. It's supposed to be easy, so everything fits, right? Well, it didn't. So the entire purpose of Expedia's existence is to ease my travel. Now, they told me that I couldn't cancel. Okay, remember how I had 3? I actually had to pay for the 3 tickets. They wouldn't refund me my second board for myself. I don't know how that happens. It was booked through United, or no, it was booked through American. American was very apologetic. They were like, look, there's nothing we can do about it. This is Expedia. Expedia purchased it. They're the ones who are going to have to refund you. There's not much we can do about it. This is an Expedia problem. Expedia is like, the airline has a certain policy, blah, 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 and they wouldn't refund me. So what they did refund me for was my return flight that I was able to cancel myself, and I have a credit for like $188 or something like that, which I'll never use because screw Expedia. So that was the whole mess that I have there. I'm calling people, I'm doing all kinds of things. Mind you, the chat representative is assuring me. He said, rest assured, which is another chatbot lingo. Rest assured, your wife and you are on the same flight on the same flights. That's what he said. Rest assured. Well, we weren't. Okay? And whenever I tried to raise the attention, it literally called me a liar. And I wish I had the chat pulled up in front of me because I don't have it. But he kept calling me a liar. He would say, it's not valid. He said, that's not what you're saying is not valid. I'm like, what do you mean it's not valid? Explain that to me, what you're saying, not valid. Are you saying that I'm making this up? And he would say, oh, there's inconsistencies in your story. What are you talking about? Give me to a real person. Okay? So, bot to bot, that was their first screw up. Their second screw up is they didn't want to actually fix the problem. They were too worried about their policy. They're too worried about the automated responses of this bot and figuring your or filtering your requests through the automation and through the steps, which, because a bot is pre-programmed to follow the steps of a policy. It follows A to Z. You can't think outside the box with a bot. Okay? There is clear evidence that I had attempted to cancel this within 6 hours. I sent screenshots. I had confirmation and cancellation emails from Expedia. Nothing. No help. And they kept saying, policy. This is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Another indication of a bot. Okay? Now, the third thing here, I finally got them to send me to a real person. They were like, we can't do that. We can't do that. Give me your phone number. Typed in my phone number to a bot. Okay? Another thing that they do is they will just hang up on you in the chat. If you don't type anything in or respond, you don't even have to X out of the window. If you're just not responding for a certain amount of time, because the bot will just go dead, it'll just stop responding to you. And so every once in a while, I had to be like, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. And then that's when I got thrown back through the loop. It was like, how can I help you? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? I'm like, no. Like, I'm already talking to somebody. Don't start this back over again. So I was like, I'm not leaving this chat until somebody calls me. A minute or two later, I get a phone call. I'm like, okay. Hi. Woman answers the phone. She claims to be this woman, Kim. Okay. I'm like, hi, Kim. I was talking to Bernard, the bot. Okay. And I need this figured out. I have 3 tickets going to St. Louis, 2 coming back. My wife and I were not on the same return flights. Okay, rest assured, you're on the same return flights. I can't give you a refund, or I can't give you credit. I'm like, is it that you can't or that you don't want to? Okay. This is their second mistake. Okay. Well, there's a couple mistakes in there. But here's the next mistake that got me frustrated. They outsourced. This person was not in my time zone. This person was in a whole other country. Okay? And so the disconnect there is, well, one, you should be hiring if I'm an American and I have American personal identifiable information, travel information that I'm being shared with you and that you're asking of me, that should stay in America. I shouldn't have to confirm my PII with somebody who is outsourced to God knows where. They wouldn't tell me where they were, but they were not Eastern time zone. I knew that because they told me that the time zones didn't match up as to when my bookings and cancellations were, because they were going by global time zone and I was going by Eastern. So I'm like, forward the screenshots, send everything on. I'm like, look, here it is. Okay. They were saying that it was like at 1 o'clock in the morning when I canceled. I'm like, no, it was 8 o'clock Eastern. It's the same. It's the same time difference. It was driving me crazy, right? My wife is like, what's going on? Because I'm like, I'm pissed now. I'm like, why is this so hard to understand? Just give me a credit. Just cancel it. And they were like, well, if you cancel your flight, you're going to get hit with a $200 cancellation fee. I'm like, you're telling me you're going to charge me $200 to fix your screw up. That was when I lost it. My wife was like, what's going on, Roy? What's going on? Why are you so upset? I said, they booked me two flights to St. Louis and only, look at this. We have 3 tickets going there, 2 coming back. We're on different flights. They refuse to fix anything. And my wife was like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. How can you have 2 tickets in the same name? Now, apparently you can do this if you're have a service dog or something like that. I don't know. I found this out later, but it doesn't make any sense to me. How can you legally have 2 tickets in the same person's ID? Because when I'm booking for kids, I have to add that traveler and their information into the system. It can't just be under my name. Anyways, so I go through that whole process, never get refunded, never get a credit. I had to pay for the extra ticket to St. Louis. It was this huge ordeal. Now, I did finally get a chance to talk to United, which I love United. God bless United. I will only fly United here going forward. Delta's okay. United is the only one that I would prefer to fly. United's like, hey, what I can do in Chicago, it looks like there's a weather warning. So with a weather warning, we can offer you a free transfer of flight. But it didn't work out because both my wife and I's flights were booked full. So we didn't actually end up going on the same flight. So the convenience factor of this application, which is the entire purpose of the build of the Expedia application, was non-existent. In fact, it created a bigger problem for me in it cost me more money, it cost me more of my time, and it ultimately divided my trip into a situation that was uncomfortable for my wife. Doesn't like to fly, and so the fact that her flying by herself, it was a very uncomfortable situation for her, which that is the whole purpose of Expedia. It's for ease of information, ease of planning, ease of, you have this reliable application where you're able to organize all your trips. By the way, I didn't get a single notification from Expedia. United sent me, hey, you're booking, hey, you're about to board, hey, you're about to do this, your gate has changed. Love United. Okay? That is where it is no longer, when applications and websites are no longer the best way of booking, when they're no longer the most comfortable, when they're no longer the most trustworthy, when they're no longer convenient for its user base, they are no longer necessary. Expedia is no longer necessary. There's no reason why someone should book through Expedia. There are United apps, there's American Airlines apps, there's apps for every airline nowadays. You no longer have to call them or anything like that. Okay. Same with Marriott. Marriott has a great app. It has a great website. Most hotels have these. Now, you used to get discounted rates and stuff like that through Expedia. I don't know if that's still the case. Maybe that's a benefit of using them. But I would gladly pay the extra $50 or whatever it is to not have to deal with the outsourced double bot experience that I just had with Expedia. So what can we learn from this? If you're going to implement AI, be truthful with your AI. If you are moving your omni-channel, which is a bot functionality, a virtual agent, if you're moving your omni-channel to another omni-channel, let people know that you're moving them to another omni-channel. If you're moving them to another agent, be open and honest with the process in which you escalate your tickets. Okay, I never once got a ticket ID. I never once got any of that. Okay, the fact that I had to give a phone number through a chat, I'm still not very comfortable with. Okay, I don't like that. So be open and honest with your processes. Involve a human, a real human interaction. Offer alternatives for members to using the chat. Okay, we know that you're probably using the chat to deal with an expedited number of tickets. Okay, you want to expedite the process to resolve. That's why you're using a chatbot. There are some low-level things that people use chatbots for. Hey, when's my flight? We can look that up. Hey, what time does my flight get in? Bot. Those are all fine bots. When the person is clearly disgruntled, when there's clearly a problem that needs to be handled. By the way, I called on Wednesday. My flight was Friday. So I'm in 2-day period here, okay? Which every airline you'll ever talk to, 72 hours is when you need to make sure that you're calling. And in fact, if you call the airlines, they'll say, if your flight is not within 72 hours, call back to that time period, or because we don't want to talk to you because we've got other people who are more pressing. So by all travel information and areas of raise, I was in how you've always done it. So if you're using your AI to try and get people through your ticket process quicker to close them out, so it gives the impression that you're closing out tickets faster, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's point one. Point two, be open and honest with your process. Hey, this is how you're going to go. You can use this bot for this information, and we're going to connect you to another bot. After that, we can't transfer you anywhere. So if you don't want to use the bot, call us. I would have much rather of that. If they had provided a phone number where I could call somebody, do that. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. There's the phone numbers. It's like it was impossible to get a hold of somebody at Expedia to have a damn conversation with somebody to fix. Even if I got some sort of a coherent resolution, I would have been okay. But the fact that I was double botted before I ever got to talk to somebody, and God knows how that one person, because she called me. I had to put my phone number into the bot to get a call, and I had to basically tell the chat representative that I wasn't going to leave the chat until somebody called me so I could talk to somebody. So that's step two. Okay. Step three, only use AI as an option, not the standard. You pushing members through AI as the gatekeeper is a bad strategy. AI should be there for members who want to use AI to get a quick resolution. It is not the primary strategy of support. Humans are the primary strategy of support. Only human-to-human interaction can calm somebody down. That's it. A bot is going to make somebody more and more pissed. In fact, if I had originally spoken with a representative and they had been told me, oh, this happens, blah, 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 whatever, and offered some sort of a resolution through a credit or something low level, even if it was like, we can't refund you the whole money, but, we'll credit you Expedia like $50 or something like that, or $80 would have been half. Like, you guys can do that in order to keep my business. None of that was offered. And since it wasn't offered, and I had been double botted, by the time I got to somebody real, they were basically just saying, well, the bot already said this, is basically what they're saying. The chat has already said this. So your workforce, your support needs to have the option of call, email, which you better man your email if you're going to use email. We don't do email. But it should always have a call, and it should always have a bot. And a form for support. If you want to fill out a form and you don't want it to go to an email, email and form are kind of interchangeable. When you fill out a form in my organization, that form creates a support ticket, which gets a case ID number, and then we reach back out to you. Okay? And it's like, what's your preferred way of contact? Phone or email? Give us those information. Which that's how Microsoft does it. That's how AWS does it. That's how most places do. Okay? And We are living in a time now where with a phone system, you can easily implement a callback. It's not hard to do that. So Expedia totally dropped the ball in the way that it funnels individuals through their support process. The bot should never be the only option. The bot should not be the strategy. The bot is a tool to assist members in getting information and getting closure and getting resolution. It should not be your primary source. So learn from Expedia. I would love to tell you that I think Expedia is going down because of this, but I don't think they are. I think that Expedia is going to be around for a while. I think they're a pretty big travel agency. But if you value your time, if you value getting the best customer service possible from, I believe that here in America, we should deal with American companies. That's what I believe. And if you listen to the show, you probably believe that as well. And I am not one who wants to give my personal information out to outsourced call centers through botted information. That's not the way that I want to do business. So I'm done with Expedia. I am out. I'm going to deal only directly with United, with the Marriotts. I'm going to do business doing it direct. In fact, we're going to the Kentucky Derby here in a couple weeks, and I didn't even use a hotel booking. I used Airbnb. Now, I know Airbnb has its own problems, but I know that the money is going to a local person. This is how you keep the economy localized. Okay, there are people in Louisville who are renting out their homes and renting out their places during the Derby to make a couple extra bucks. I'm good with supporting that. And then when we did fly to the Derby, we didn't use Expedia. We used Direct to United, which has been just a fantastic experience. And oh, by the way, when you do Direct, you are more likely to get these nonstop flights, whereas Expedia threw me around and it just totally screwed me up. So Expedia, you lost one. You lost a few, and hopefully you all learn a lesson of how and why and when to utilize AI and bots within your experience. Give it as an option. It's a tool. It is not the standard. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit your comments below. How do you like to use your chatbots? Both as a business and as a consumer. Are you okay with talking to a bot as the first line of resolution? I'm not. I don't think that's a winning strategy. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Until next time. Hey there! Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all the latest videos from Capital Presence.